Well, hello and welcome back to the Tao Manifesting Tarot, the audio edition, the edition that is aimed strictly, entirely, completely at people who want to manifest better. It's a natural thing that we all have in terms of a capacity, but it takes some focusing, it takes some enhancing, some recharging for us to tap into that consciously. We do a lot of our manifesting subconsciously, and depending on where your subconscious happens to be at, that may produce some undesirable effects. So the idea is to get you to manifest consciously and positively every time. Because of that, you're only going to see this one picture, the tarot spread on the screen, period. That's all you're going to see. I want to eliminate or reduce as much as possible the visual stimulation. You see, whenever you're looking at a two-dimensional screen, laptop, desktop, television, smartphone, you automatically become the spectator. You're not the participator. The images are being sent to you. You're not creating the images. And to manifest, you have to create the images. And the images come from your subconscious. So my ultimate goal here is to inspire you, to fire up those pictures from your subconscious so that you get in tune, in alignment with yourself, your wishes, the best of you. And you can manifest much better. It's a bit of a journey, and because it's really something that you have to kind of relearn, and in that process, it may take a little while to figure it all out. But we do it together. Again, my role here is to try to inspire you, and because of that, I do a different kind of interpretation. You're going to find that even though we stick within the guidelines of tarot, certainly, you get it from a different point of view. You get it from your point of view because it's all about you, and not in a narcissistic way, but in a very positive, loving, productive way for you and the people around you. So let's take a look. We have the card in the middle on the bottom and the card in the middle on top. Those are the beginning and ending cards to the reading. So let's begin front row, middle card. The oracle card is time for a nap. Well, let's take a look at what a nap really is. It is a time to recharge. And some of the latest information, scientifically, real science, not the phony stuff they've been handing us over the shots for the past 3 years, but real science says, you know what? That little break, that little nap time, if you keep it to a half hour max, somewhere 20 minutes, a half hour, it really is phenomenal. It really does recharge your body, your brain. It's good stuff. So the idea that Spain, Portugal had for years, Mexico also adopted it, I think many nations in South America, the idea of a siesta makes a lot of sense. However, when you're dealing in the materialistic world of capitalism on the western part of the world, you are a robot. You are a machine. You never stop working. That's all you do is work. When the fact of the matter is that you are less productive in the second half of your day as opposed to the people who did siestas. Now, I don't know that they do them anymore in Spain, Portugal, South America. I'm sure there are some places who still do. But the important thing is the nap is an excellent time to recharge, to refocus, to re-energize. So time for a nap, think of it as a time to chill. Okay, right? Time to just kind of pull yourself out. Still kind of pay attention, sort of, but close your eyes, listen to what's happening, feel what's happening around you. Don't get distracted. So we begin, bottom row all the way to the left. The first card is the King of Cups. Kings are always the ones making the proclamation. The queens actually get the job done, but the kings, their job is to make the proclamation. And of course, as you would expect, the King of Cups is very loving, very tolerant, very caring, helps others, but in a quiet way, a subtle way. And hence the idea of a time for a nap. Yeah, just again, close your eyes, relax, Let your feelings just kind of pick up. Let your ears kind of pick up. Put a picture together. You're going to see more by just taking that nap. Next card, Page of Pentacles. Pages are always the one that changes the storyline. So what do we got? Page of Pentacles, Page of Values, because that's what the Pentacles are. They are values, your value system. They are not strictly, as many tarot readers talk about it, just money. It may be money if that's your value system. God knows there's enough capitalists around the world, and there are enough people who are strictly interested in money as opposed to people. So you certainly have a crowd to blow into. There's no doubt about it. But Pentacles in a broader sense, and especially in a manifesting sense, what are your values? What do you value? Is it milk chocolate? Is it kitties, puppies? Is it love, happiness, joy, purpose? Where do you fit? You emphasize one of those two things. Okay, it's either you're focused on the material or you're focused on more on the spiritual. And the stuff that really sustains is the spiritual. But it's not for me to make that determination. It's up for you. So here we have a time to nap, a time to pull yourself out of the fray, to catch your breath, to re-energize. And you do that by focusing on being supportive to yourself, loving yourself. And the Page of Pentacles says one of the ways that you can do that most effectively, start to take a look at what's important to you. And what's important to you are the Three of Cups. Again, we're talking a situation here where we're talking about manifesting. We're talking about you. So normally in a tarot reading, Three of Cups is a joining together, a kind of community. It could also mean a third party in some sort of relationship, but we're not talking about that. We're talking about manifesting. What the Three of Cups is joining your mind, your body, your spirit in a loving, supportive way. Very much the King of Cups energy, which is a subtle influence. It's not a real obvious influence, but it's profound. It's what happens to you when that special person in your life looks you in the eye and smiles. You know what I mean? That smile. You've made the connection. And that feeling is what the Three of Cups is all about. You are blending mind, body, and spirit because you're doing that to yourself. And the final card in the bottom row is the Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles is the queen because she knows what is important to her. She's resourceful, she's down to earth, she's stable, she's trustworthy. Those are her values. You notice it says nothing there about money. It has to do with the things that are really important in life. Stability, maturity, trustworthy, organized. She's got it, and because she has those qualities, those values, she's a rock. And what I find kind of interesting here on the bottom row is we have two pentacles, two cups. Tells me that part of your value system is learning to love yourself more. Respect yourself more, like yourself more, encourage yourself more. If you are looking for that encouragement from the outside, and much of what goes on today in social media is looking for approval from others, which is a road to hell, because you're never going to get it. They'll like you 1 minute, dislike you the next. So you have to have that inner guidance system within you, and to do that, time for a nap. Stop. Let me close my eyes. Let me feel and hear what's going on around me, what's happening within me. Let me get in touch with me. Time for a nap, time to chill. Alrighty. So we're in the second row. We have Ten of Swords. This is not a bad picture in terms of other Tens of Swords I've seen, but the essence is still the same. Here is a guy who's been stabbed in the back multiple times. He's, for all intents and purposes, dead. He's not. You've seen the back. that little bit of a sunrise. There's still more, but he's had enough. Swords are thoughts, ideas, beliefs. And the Ten of Swords talks about feeling let down, feeling victimized, feeling stabbed in the back. Very often we do this to ourselves, but society sets us up for it. You know, it's you got to fit in. Go along to get along. Nope, sorry. Not that I'm trying to be a jerk about it, but I got my set of values here that I live by. They will stick with me. They will stay with me. You won't. So what the Ten of Swords is saying, really, this is the end of you buying into the lies. Or lying to yourself. It's enough. I'm not doing that anymore. I'm going to go forward on faith. That's what the Fool card says. My favorite card in the whole tarot. Maybe the Sun is equal to it. I know everybody loves the Sun, but the Fool to me is not the Fool. He is the spiritual card. He is the one who does what you have to do when you have faith. Walk or step forward in faith. First of all, none of us is promised anything. It's all a fig Newton of our imagination. That's why you need to manifest strongly, positively. But life is kind of a crapshoot. You roll the dice and you see what comes up. The Fool says, I'm going to step forward in faith. I'm going to believe the best. And the fact that you focus on the energy of the Fool, the faith of the Fool, is going to be kind of a tower moment for you. Now, tower moment does not have to be bad. We have a tendency as human beings, we scare so easily. We saw what happened with this shot thing. People got, I gotta get safe. I gotta be safe. Oh, and it didn't take the time to think. And the people who in the beginning said, stop and think for a minute, are the ones who are in the best shape right now, because they didn't just jump. They looked first. They checked out the information. So the tower is basically sudden change. It's a wake-up call. It's dealing with false security. And that's what we're all dealing with. We were told that if you did this, you'd be okay. Well, that's not the case. And the numbers are adding up more and more and more and more and more and more and more. Plus, the rest of the plans that they've made are surfacing as well. So that's the tower moment, the time that you decide to walk out in faith and say, look, I'm going to step out on my own. I'm going to solidify my own set of values. What's important to me? I'm going to have me be my compass. And you do that with the moon energy. The moon energy talks about intuition. But there's an element of uncertainty. There's an element of fear, because even in the brightest full moon, you still don't see everything. During a sun at high noon on a bright day, yes, you do. You see everything. Moon, full moon, even at its best, still has lots of shadows. And so you don't see the whole picture. So the moon and the Fool are kind of tied together. It's more a question of faith. It's more a question of intuition. Trust what your gut is telling you. And the final card up here is the card to wrap it all up. And we're looking at a card that I think is very, very important. It's judgment. It's awakening. It's rebirth. It's a new perspective. What you're doing is you're going to go back into your past, take a look at how it's affected your future, and then you combine those two to figure out what I want for the future, So you're going to go past, okay, that happened then. This is how I'm feeling it now. Let me see how I can make adjustments to the future. How can I live better? How can I make my life mean more to me? Not anybody else. To me, it's my life. I'm living it. I only get one shot. I may get more. There's a lot of talk about reincarnation and stuff, but for my understanding, this is it. So I want to make sure that I get the best ride that I possibly can. How you do that? Time to nap, time to chill. That's the reading for today. Back tomorrow with another Manifested Tarot reading. Hope you're here with me. If not, between now and the time we have a chance to do this all over again, I look forward to it, by the way. Peace and blessings.